Hello and welcome to D&D Daily. My name is Sage and today I'm going to be doing a blind stat block reading that comes from Monsters of the Multiverse, the Oinoloth. Grim specters of death, Oinoloths bring pestilence wherever they go. When armies recognize their awful forms, their mere appearance causes soldiers to break ranks and flee, lest they succumb to one of the awful plagues that Oinoloths let loose. Oinoloths solve thorny problems by killing everyone involved. They are typically hired as a last resort when a siege has gone on too long or an army has proven too strong to overcome. Once summoned, Oinoloths stalk the killing fields, poisoning the ground and sickening creatures they encounter. Sometimes they might be hired to lift the very plagues they spread, but the price of such work is high, and the effort turns the creatures they save into debilitated wrecks. Oinoloths are medium fiends of the Yugoloth nature, typically neutral evil. They have an armor class of 17, 119 hit points, and a movement speed of 40 feet. They have +4 to strength, +3 to dex, +4 to constitution, +3 to intelligence, +3 to wisdom, and +4 to charisma. They have proficiency in constitution and wisdom saving throws, as well as the deception, intimidation, and perception skills. They resist cold fire, lightning, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical attacks, and they are immune to acid and poison damage as well as the poison condition. They have blind sight out to 60 feet and dark vision out to 60 feet. They have a passive perception of 17, and they speak Abyssal, Infernal, and they have telepathy out to 60 feet. They have a challenge rating of 12 and a proficiency bonus of +4. They come with magic resistance. The Oinoloth has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. They come with multi-attack. The Oinoloth makes 2 claw attacks and it uses its spellcasting or teleport. The claw is a melee weapon attack with +8 to hit, a reach of 5 feet, hits 1 target, and on hit does an average of 14 slashing damage plus 22 necrotic damage. It's quite a bit of damage. Corrupted Healing recharges on a 6. The Oinoloth touches one willing creature within 5 feet of it. The target regains all its hit points. In addition, the Oinoloth can end one disease on the target or remove one of the following conditions from it: blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. The target then gains 1 level exhaustion and its hit points maximum is reduced by, on average, 7 points, and this reduction can be removed only by a wish spell or by casting Greater Restoration on the target 3 times within the same hour. The target dies if its hit point maximum is reduced to 0. The Oinoloth comes with spellcasting. It uses charisma as its spellcasting ability and has a spell save DC of 16. At will, it can cast darkness, detect magic, dispel magic, hold monster, and invisibility, but only on itself. Once a day each, it can cast Feeble Mind and Globe of Invulnerability. The Oinoloth can also teleport. The Oinoloth teleports along with any equipment it is wearing or carrying up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space it can see. As a bonus action, it has Bringer of Plagues, which recharges on a 5 or a 6. The Oinoloth blights the area in a 30-foot radius sphere centered on itself. That blight lasts for 24 hours. While the area is blighted, all normal plants there wither and die. Furthermore, when a creature moves into the blighted area or starts its turn there, that creature must make a DC 16 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 14 on average poison damage and is poisoned. On a successful save, the creature is immune to the Oinoloth's Bringer of Plagues for the next 24 hours. The poisoned creature cannot regain hit points. After every 24 hours that elapses, the poisoned creature can repeat the saving throw. On a failed save, the creature's hit point maximum is reduced by an average of 5. This reduction lasts until the poison ends and the target dies if its hit point maximum is reduced to 0. The poison ends after the creature successfully saves against it 3 times. Now, what first drew me to the Oinoloth is that I like Yugoloths in general. I think it's pretty cool that you have the devils on one side, the demons on the other side, and the Oinoloth right in the middle. And the Oinoloth, if you don't know, are mercenaries. They're demonic mercenaries from hell. So where the devils want to make deals, the demons want to just devour. The Oinoloth, they want to be hired. They're mercenaries. And I've never really talked about the Yugoloths on this channel yet, and they are some of my favorites. And so I felt like, hey, let's talk about them with one of their actual members, the Oinoloth. So starting out with tactics, the Oinoloth actually has a very nasty multi-attack. Those claws hit hard, and then you can combine it with either spellcasting or teleportation. Teleportation is great for doing this kiting playstyle, whack whack teleport, and spellcasting can be fantastic in many different ways. So let's take a look at the spell list here. Starting with what we have a limited amount of, we have Globe of Invulnerability and Feeble Mind. Feeble Mind will be great for just taking one person out of the fight in a very detrimental way. Just slam, they're out. And it's an intelligence saving throw, which is commonly a weak saving throw for players. So there is a good chance that you're taking a player out turn 1 of the combat. And it's going to be really difficult difficult to get them back into the fight. It's going to require a greater restoration, a heal, or a wish spell to do so. The Globe of Invulnerability has some pretty interesting synergy with the teleport feature, because we can set up a Globe of Invulnerability. Probably we do attack, Globe of Invulnerability, so now we can't be attacked back, and then we can turn around and teleport out of it, attack, and then when we need to, we can bounce back into it. So it has some interesting synergies here. I think its most likely use case is going to be attack, defend yourself for a whole round, and then you can leave it and go continue the fight from there. That's pretty powerful alone. As for our spells we can use all the time, a standout one is going to be Darkness, because we have a spell as part of our multi-attack, and then because we come with Blind Sight, meaning we can Darkness, attack with our multi-attack, and now we just got advantage on both those attacks. And then we are covered in darkness so nobody can see us, and so they're going to have disadvantage on attacks against us. Really powerful. Dispel Magic is a good reactionary spell. Attack, dispel your summon, dispel your buff, whatever it may be. Just the fact that we are being able to do these two big claw attacks into these reactionary spells makes them so much better. Invisibility is great for escaping. Hold Monster is great against someone who's going to have a low save against it, but then it's going to set you up for those crits on your claw attacks. Is going to be crazy good, and we can do it at will. So mixing in our spellcasting into our claw attacks really boosts our offense and defense. There's just a lot we can do here. Mix that with Teleport when we need to escape, so we can do Invisibility one turn and then attack, Invisibility, and then next turn just start teleporting away. Things like that really sets us up to succeed, not only in a long drawn out fight, but also to help us escape for another day. The Bringer of Plagues bonus action, the fact that it's a bonus action means we can do it as part of our whole thing already, which is great because it's really the core flavor of this character. I'm glad they made it a bonus action because it's going to really set up our terrain. I really like the idea of this fight taking place in a forest, and we begin the battle by okay, teleport right up to them, attack, blast out a poison cloud, kills all of the plants around us, everybody has to make their save, so on and so forth. It's just a really cool opening to a battle. Now the poison condition is particularly good against marshals, and we have magic resistance, which is particularly good against casters. So we kind of put ourselves in this unique position if we blast out that poison cloud right from the beginning. If we get a couple of those marshals poisoned, we're in really good shape to have a lot of advantages in this battle before we even throw up darkness to give us even more advantages. So the Oinoloth is no joke. That challenge rating 12 is earned. And also, he's just kind of nasty looking. Look at this guy.
Look at this dude.
Ew. Alright, so talking about some story beats I would play with. I really like the flavor text, how it talks about how it's summoned and then it's often paid to fix its own problem. So I kind of like the idea of a noble who's paying the party to go take care of this Oinoloth that's been causing issues, and as they're taking care of this Oinoloth, maybe we have clues to the fact that it was actually the noble himself who summoned the Oinoloth to help him win a war, but the Oinoloth continued being a problem. And so it's going to put the party in an interesting situation where this guy that hired them is also kind of corrupt and is hiding that fact via the party. So it could be an interesting moral dilemma created through this monster. Another interesting use case for it would be maybe the party has an opportunity to hire it to solve a problem, but it creates its own problems. So maybe the party needs to protect a city or a village and the Oinoloth offers up their services. Maybe the party takes them up on that, and if they do, they take out the army completely, but now the farmland has been completely destroyed by all this pestilence, and now the place has a famine that they're going through that the party was directly responsible for. It could be an interesting situation to put your party in. I really like that idea. Those are just my ideas. What about your ideas? How would you use the Oinoloth in one of your games? Let me know in the comments down below. We are D&D Daily. We release new D&D content every single day. So if that's interesting to you, hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.